Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say I'm really grateful to your support to this channel. I'm really humbled. If there is one question that is still lingering and bothering the Raila Nyanza rebels, is what really happened in the two-day Nyanza tour by the president of the country, William Samoei Ruto. Because these rebels had pronounced themselves in the forefront as the group that was organizing this event. Miguna, Odoyo Owidi, Jack Ranguma, Fred Outa, people like former governor of Migori, Okoth Obado, had been updating the country how they were arranging this meeting. They thought they would be receiving the president, and they thought they would take over the affairs when Ruto and his brigade stormed Nyanza for a two-day development tour. But it turned out that they were pushed at the periphery and they were never anywhere near the president, as all the Raila elected leaders took charge from the beginning to the end of these events. Ladies and gentlemen, what really happened? As we delve so much into these Raila rebels and how they have been betrayed by William Ruto, allow me to request you with the greatest humility to subscribe to our channel. If you've not subscribed, click the notification bell and give our videos many likes. I always tell you that you are my M+ because this is my full-time job, and when you take your time to watch our videos, give me feedback, I really appreciate you guys. When William Ruto was first elected into office, he was still struggling with legitimacy issues, because when the case dragged its way to the courts and there were several opaque questions that had not been answered, Ruto wanted to ensure that he makes people understand that he was legitimately elected. And then there was the question of trying to, the perception issue of trying to show people that even Raila people were tilting towards William Ruto. And so this is the reason why he included people like the current member of Uganda, David Ochieng, who has always been a rebel. People like Miguna were brought into the country just to create a perception that Raila people are now working with William Ruto, that they are tired of Raila. But they have overlived their mandate, because now 5 months down the line, William Ruto is being accepted. Even Raila himself has accepted that William Ruto is the president. They have said over and over again that they don't agree with the ruling of the Supreme Court. They don't agree with Wafula Chebukati, but constitutionally they have agreed that he is the president. So there was no way these Raila rebels were going to take charge of Ruto events at a time when they are adding nothing. Politics is about numbers, but these people are not bringing any numbers. If you want any votes from Nyanza, I can assure you that Miguna or David Ochieng or people like Odoyo Owidi, they can never give you any numbers. In fact, when William Ruto included David Ochieng, his backyard, the members of his constituents who elected him, went on demonstration, and they wanted even to burn his home, and they wanted to burn even the CDF office that was built by taxpayers' money, just to show David Ochieng that they were not happy about his U-turn to join William Ruto. And then when Miguna came with that sensational reception in the airport during the Mashujaa Day, and there was a lot of prominence, and Miguna pronounced that he was going to deliver the Luo nation from the yokes of poverty that they have stayed in for so long under the Odingaism. The people of Kisumu gave him a warning, and they told him, look, we are beginning to settle down, we are forgetting the August polls, but don't think that we have forgotten, we are still bitter. Na usijaribu, don't try to resuscitate our anger, we will deal with you. So when William Ruto looked at the reaction of the Luo Nyanza electorates. He knew that these people cannot give him any numbers. People are very bitter, and these are just rebels who are trying also to check their way. So there was no way he was going to work with them. This meeting and this tour was coming at the height of the push from the Western nation to ensure that William Ruto works with Raila Odinga. Many people are doubting whenever I tell them that the Western people are pushing Ruto to work with the Raila Odinga, and that is the reason why we have a debate about creating an office of the official opposition leader. Look at the 2 days before this event. Jane Marriott, who is the UK High Commissioner, met with Raila Odinga, and then a day later she met Rigathi Gachagua. These talks were meant to cement the relationship between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, and they wanted to talk him into accepting this office, because there are a lot of opaqueness surrounding this office where Raila allies feel that it must go to the people, not being created by an act of parliament. But these rebels have opposed any idea of creating an office. Raila Miguna, when he went back to Canada, tweeted very bitterly and said that Ruto's suggestion to create an office of official opposition leader is tantamount to mutilating the constitution. And people like Odoyo Widi are saying that Raila should not be given any office, he lost and should go home. So it was not going to augur well. And this is the reason why even Rigathi Gachagua, who has been lukewarm about the creation of this office, was summoned so that they have a talk with the UK High Commissioner. And William Ruto knew very well that his visit is one that was being watched both locally and by the Western group. So he was not going to accept and to allow these rebels to take over his tour, because this was going to be injurious to their efforts to work together with Raila Odinga. Now Raila had given the green light, and the green light to his governors, to the Nyanza leaders, to the Luo Nation, to give the president a resounding reception. And that is why when William Ruto landed in Homa Bay, in Kisumu, in Siaya, you saw the kind of reception that he enjoyed. The leaders, the governors, in Homa Bay, Gladys Wanga, in Kisumu, Anyang' Nyong'o, and in Siaya, James Orengo. So there was no way William Ruto was going to allow these rebels to spoil for him this auspicious party. The leaders had come in their numbers, very jovial and in jubilation, and were calling him His Excellency the President of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of all the armed forces. So it means they had accepted him. This is why the rebels were kept at the periphery and they were nowhere near the president. They were going to spoil the party. There is the question of these rebels coming in for their selfish interest. Most of them want a job, but the national cake is full. The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua had indicated that they will not reward people who came late, the latecomers, and those people who did not bring anything. And in fact, in that meeting, when they went for a Thanksgiving ceremony in Gishu, Rigathi Gachagua said that the reason why they gave Moses Wetangula his position is because Mweta brought a lot of votes from Bungoma, and that is the one who made William Ruto become the president. So they were saying, they have made it very clear that anybody who came late and did not bring anything was not going to get a position in Kenya Kwanza team. So I want to ask you, how would you, for example, give Odoyo Owidi a position in the Kenya Kwanza, an office in the Kenya Kwanza government, yet he's bringing nothing, he came late? What do you gain? Because most of the appointments that William Ruto is dishing out are meant to reward those who supported him in one way or the other. Either those who gave money to his campaigns, those who campaigned for him, those who were in the technical team. Anybody who supported him in one way or the other have been rewarded. So when you bring people like Okoth Obado and all those, the losers from Nyanza, they will not give you anything. As I said earlier, they will only create a perception that Nyanza is tilting. But the reality is Nyanza is not tilting because you saw how people reacted when these people joined him. And that is the reason why these people could not take charge. They were deluded and they were left to arrange. Yet there was another parallel arrangement that was that was around the governors and the leaders. It is painful for them, but that is the nature of our politics. Use and dump. Politics is about interest. Their interest and those of Ruto were not aligning together. They were really parallel. At one point, they wanted at one point they wanted to demonize Raila Odinga. Yet on the other hand, William Ruto wanted to shake hands with Raila Odinga, so they were not going to meet. Where does this leave these Nyanza leaders? Politically speaking, they will die a natural death, because most of them had been tweeting, insulting Raila, talking from morning to evening. People like Odoiwid, if you go to their Facebook, talking ill of Raila, he's tired, he should go home, he's old. Now, the president has indicated to them that he's ready to work with Raila Odinga. So they have been finished. They have dug their political graves. The only other choice that they have is to ensure that they work with Raila Odinga, or they keep on pushing with their as independent-minded group, so that they can chart their way forward. Maybe 27 is a long way. They can just chart their way forward and become an alternative voice. And for them to become an alternative voice, let them shun away from insulting Raila. Let them maybe show people how better they are, what they bring to the table, so that people can compare. If they have something better than that of Raila, then so be it. People might just decide to follow them. Raila Odinga, on his part, is very happy because he has pronounced himself as the ultimate Nyanza leader, undisputed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take.